everyone. I am going to show off some STL Flix this evening. But before I do, just want to get a little background music going. Something little, really quiet. No, not that. A little quiet. Here we go. But let me turn it down a little bit for us. Just a little low vibe in the background. So, today I wanted to show some STL Flix because at one point when I went live, I said I wanted to show some of the prints for STL Flix, and that's what I want to do today. And I actually have one in mind that I want to print. There was this chain that is like a wallet chain. One of my friends absolutely uses a chain for their wallet. So I thought, why not try to print this? Maybe it was a little thick, so I thought I could like take it down a little bit, like reduce the scale of it and see if I could print it and then print it in their favorite color. Who knows? Maybe they'll like it, maybe they won't. But I at least wanted to try. Innovative idea. But let me take a look and show you guys some of the recent drops, because one of the things that I am a biggest fan about STL Flix is how often they do their drops. They do them about twice a week, if not more. Here are the drops from the last few weeks. This one is called Biomorph. It is super cool. It has a light in it, which is great. It has a phone holder. It has a pencil holder, which is kind of cool. It has a headphone holder, which looks really good. It has a controller holder. And then here is that chain that I want to print. I think that looks really cool. I think that he would really like it. So I'm going to print it here in just a little bit. And I'm going to go through the process of what I do to print it. But let's go back to the drops. So we also have this Rest and Nest. This comes with the trees, the little stand for the creatures to go on, and all of the little creatures that go with it. So you can see that there's a penguin, you can see there's a bumblebee, and there's a little turtle, and I think that that's a flamingo. Let me go ahead and let me see if I'm able to keep this going even when I click on it. There we go. Yeah, I can do that. Perfect. So one great thing is that about STL Flix is you can click on I use control click because I like to open it up in a different window. But what you can do is you can take a look at what's inside of each of the drops, and each of the drops have multiple pieces. A lot of Patreon sites, I will subscribe to them and they'll do like one drop. I'm going to drop a bumblebee or I'm going to drop a bear. The great thing about STL Flix is their drops have multiple pieces and they have a theme. There are some Patreon and some 3D places that I subscribe to that do big packages or have theme things, but most of them only do one piece at a time. So this is really nice to get multiples in one week. And a lot of times they go by whatever holiday it is. And then in between there, they're throwing some other ideas. One thing that is really cool that they have going on is the community ideas. So users who are using the site, they come in, they say what their ideas are. Here's what I would like to see. Then all of the users of the community vote on it. Here's what I would like to see made. Then at the end of the month, they pick and they tell you when those things are going to be dropped. So when everybody voted, these are the things that they voted for. And you can see that this had 751 likes, 653, 494. Sometimes the votes get spread out quite a bit, as you can see. But basically these are the things that people have voted for, and this is when they're going to come out. This is going to come out February 13th, which it did. We got little minis, quick prints, and some keychains. That was really good. Then on the 20th, we're going to get some smart holders for phone and game controllers. And then we're going to get some mask and prop accessories toward the end of the month. So back to what I was saying. So when they do the drop, they have themed ideas. So this one is obviously Rest and Nest. It has the little stand that the creatures go on, and then here are all the creatures that are included. You got the bat, the bee, the bear, the turtle, the penguin, even a little reindeer, which is cute, a platypus, and a flamingo. You don't even get to see all those pieces here. So um, they do let you see all of these, but sometimes when you look at the initial picture, you don't get to see everything that's included. So it's really nice to click on the drop to see what's available. Also, sometimes even when you're hovering over the individual drop pieces, until you actually go into that drop, you won't see the things that are included. And sometimes they're just absolutely so cute. And you just can't tell that sometimes until you go in. But one thing that STL Flix does that I truly enjoy is that they actually tell you, like, what is the printing level. So they call this intermediate. They tell you it's a single part. They'll also tell you if it's in multiple parts. Let's just go into one as an example. I'm going to go into this bumblebee because I think it's cute. But here there are a couple things that you can do once you click on this individual item. So it gives you all of the instructions and suggestions on how to print it. So if you can do it in multi-parts, so if you have like a single color printer, you can do it in multicolor. It tells you how long it will take depending on what kind you're using. They also have, if there's additional parts, so this is, I'm guessing, for the keychains, they give you suggestions on where to get the parts for the keychains. If you go down here, it also tells you your settings for your printer, which for me, that's super nice and it's all spelled out for you. Then inside of the download files, if I click download files, there's a couple different sections in here, which again, I think is great. They give you a PDF with instructions. They give you all of the files and they give you multiple file types for multiple printers, which is super great. Super. They give you some social media pieces so that if you're going to be advertising or posting it out there, it it gives you the files for this, the media package. You get images, you get video, because one of the advantages of being on STL Flix is that if you are where you can sell, if you have a commercial license, they give you the media to post. So a lot of times on Etsy, if you see some of those really good quality pictures of some 3D printed pieces, those, if they were STL Flix, they probably included this. This saves so much time. You don't have to take the pictures. You can just, they give them to you. So it's just a lot of information included in here, and all the time they are improving. And I just absolutely love it. Another good feature that's part of this is, let's say you want to share with someone, you can share where this is located. You can create a collection just like you can on Maker Lab or Printables or Yegi of things that you particularly like. But here's one of the big features that I really love. If you are a commercial seller and you have an STL Flix commercial license, you can click add this to my store, and then when you go back to your store, which is one of the options up here, you can add this to your store to sell. It will put you can pick the pictures in your store, you can set your price, you can tell them how many you have, you can tell them what shipping method to have, and it's so nice. And I'll show that to you someday, the STL Flix store, if you're a commercial user, just how wonderful that really is. But let's go back to the drops. I just want to go back to where we were. So here are the ones that came out recently. So we had the Biomorph, which I showed you that one. We have the little creatures. This one is really cool, I thought. This one came out 1/9. This has all, and you can see the dates here of when they were released, how many models were released. This one's really good. This one is a modular set to build up so you can sell your pieces. So if you're a commercial user, this has a little design tray set up so you can put little pricings on your pieces that you're selling, especially for somebody just getting started. And look how cute this one is. It has little displays that you can put the little pieces out front for displays. This is all modular. You can add these pieces in. This is so cute, the little keychain holder. I think this would be great. One thing I love about 3D printing is color. You see white and black here, but you can change the color to whatever you like, and color really changes how some things look. Just like with that chain that I'm going to print, I'm going to do it in a green black, and I think that's going to look really good. The display, of course, shows it in black, but I'm going to change the color. But let's go on to some of the Valentine things that they have done. Look at this one. Is this? I think this is adorable. These can be keychains or just pieces that you hand out, or necklaces. But look at these little love cats. Two people wearing them. You can change the size, change the color, add some patterns. Got the little puppy dogs that you can do. The little otters. I love these little dragons. I think those are adorable. You put little magnets in the front. I've seen things like this everywhere that are just one person has one part of the necklace or one part of the keychain, and another person has the other. I think these are cute for Valentine's Day. I think these would, if you're a commercial user, I think these would be great sellers. I think people would buy these just because they are so adorable. I don't even think you need Valentine's for these, but even just to make these as little gifts for your loved ones, if you have somebody you love. I'm personally not a commercial seller, but I can see lots of ways that it could be. I've thought about doing like maybe one fair a year, maybe printing off a few things and just finding another person who maybe just also has some few things to sell and they just don't want to take on that full expense. Nothing really big, just something little small like that. But mostly I print for personal use and gifts. And I save so much money on the gifts. And if you're a 3D printer, you know sometimes you just put these on the printer and just hit send and then they just print. So I think these would be really cute, especially for some of my cat lovers. That would be so great. But let's go back. So we also have the Berry and Loved. I think these are cute. I'm not particularly a fan, but that's just because I think there's so many bears. But for somebody who likes bears, I still think they're adorable. And for Valentine's, to give a little love, a little gift, you could throw some candy with this, and it could really mean something to someone's heart to just give them something so adorable. Look at the little heart stand. That is cute. I didn't see that before. See, that's a piece I missed that by just going in, I didn't see. Oh, and look, that has a little letter on it. That's so cute. Okay, maybe I changed my mind. Maybe I really do like it. Let me close that one out. We're going to go back over here. And here's another Valentine's one that they did. These are really cute because these are little boxes. I just recently printed a box as a live video here. And I don't know if I showed you guys the finished product, but it turned out so good. I actually asked the person what their favorite color was, and they said dark green and they like black. And I did a dark green and black combo. The one silky dark green and black, where a lot of people use it for serpents or snakes, but I used it for the box and it turned out so pretty. It was the perfect dark green with a little splash of black, and it was so great. And color can really change things. It looked very similar to this rose one, except that it was crochet pattern, but with the green, it just looked more gemmy. which again is what color can do for your 3D prints. And here is a little heart with a tail. That is cute. And you see these videos, when you are a commercial subscriber, you get to use these. And let me throw this caveat out there. I am not affiliated with STL Flix. This is from my own personal opinion of what I think of them from using them. I just want to talk about them because I think they should be supported as a company because I got their membership and it has been so rewarding. I got it when it was on the lifetime sale, so I'll be able to use these forever. But even at the lifetime sale, I paid, I paid a good chunk to get the lifetime. And even if you don't get the lifetime, the price of it is just so cheap that it would take you years to equal what I paid for the lifetime subscription. So it is maybe a couple years, like 2, 3, I don't know, a couple at least. But you can just really see the quality of these prints. That is an Oh my gosh. Do you see how those eyes pop out? That was, oh my goodness, that's so cute. And see, you would not see that by looking at this. You would never know that those eyes pop out like that, or that this rose opens. And I do know that you can get a lot of prints for free on Printables and Maker World and Yeti. But I like having this in one place. I like getting the new ones. I like the availability to have the media. I'm gonna fix my store up at some point just to kind of offer some prints, but not, I mean, I guess I'll be a commercial seller, but it won't be for the interest of really being a super paid person. I just want to make some cute things for some other people. That would really be my goal. So I think that'd be great once I get it going and set up. Plus, so far, just the quality of the prints, I just can't emphasize that enough. They turn out so good. Here's another little thing that they did. Now, this here looks like it's a stand to hold the chubby guys, but what you could do with this is you could modify it and blow it up, and instead of it being a display for the chubby guys, you could make it hold pretty much anything. So I'm going to tag this because I would use this in another place just to have um, just a great cubicle system. I think this is really cute. But I like how they have it for the chubby guys. And I could change the color up to match my decor. And why would I choose this over something else? Because I know most of the things I print from here are going to print, and they're going to print well. Because the settings that they give me and the models that they give me are not full of holes. The mesh is generally fixed really good. And that is a great thing when you are a 3D printer. When you do 3D printing. When I send my prints to my printer, I don't want to waste my filament because the connectors don't work, or you have these flexies where the holes inside of the flexies, they are just too brittle, or they don't connect right. Not my experience with STL Flix at all. Really good quality prints. So the people that are designing them and before they're sent out, they must really go in and make sure that the prints are um, really set up. So I have to give them kudos for that. Another good thing about these prints, which look at those little puppies that are flexies. Okay, these are cute. These little chameleon ones. That's so funny. Um, they also tell you on here whether it is recommended for an FDM printer or a resin printer. This STL file is recommended for FDM printers. They have resin and FDM prints. Most of the ones I see released lately are for FDM printers, which that is really nice being able to get the right settings for that. They tell you what magnets to use. Just so nice to have that available. So I'm just going to kind of screen through and let you see some of the things. I'm not going to click it on all of them. This looks more like it's preparing for Easter. It's some little eggs. These are little Polaroid looking magnetic picture holders. You could put, like they have the hue forge that you could put in here. You could make little pictures. They have, this to me looks like it might be something that would go on the resin printer. Let's go take a look. Here's a resin print. And I know you may say, well, okay, this one didn't give us the details that I am usually expecting. I'll have to let them know that. But they might have it in the download files, the PDF. It probably has instructions. But this definitely looks like a resin print to me. And this is honestly the first time I haven't seen full instructions on a print. So this particular one, oh, that's really cute. Yeah, this is the first time. But it did say a .4 nozzle, so I'm thinking maybe it's not a resin printer. But these would be great either way. Those are nice. All right, so let's move on. So here we have, these are little cup holders that are various patterns of jackets and outerwear that you would wear, even a little robe. Those are super cute. These are keychains that have places to put your lip gloss in. Each of these little things open up. These are pets for fun. Some of these have little buttons in the middle, so not only are they flexible, but they're movable. These are really cute. These are kind of modular, these warriors for assemble. These have interchangeable parts. I could see these being really cute little toys for a little boy that they would love, or even for somebody on their desk for decorations. And you switch out the parts and kind of make the warriors look different. The parts are interchangeable. These are some pandemonium keychains. If you go in here, there's a bunch of these and they all have different stances and clothing, and they're adorable. This is an auto organizer. It has a bunch of pieces to print to use in your car to help hold bags or cup holders or pieces that you may be missing inside of your vehicle, or if you needed additional places like an additional cup holder or something to hold a tablet on the back of a seat. Just some pieces that you could print. Of course, we could buy these things. However, if you have a 3D printer, why not just 3D print it and save your money? Because if you already have the 3D printer and you have the time and space to print, you could instead of buying this for, I would say a cup holder probably would be anywhere between $5 and you can probably go upwards of 50, but I would say if you were going to buy one, you could spend between 5 and a minimum of 5, which probably wouldn't be that great a quality, but $5 to $20, but you could 3D print it for probably $1 and just let it run, maybe $1 of filament. So I think this is a wonderful idea. Plus also very handy for some pieces that you may not have thought of before. You know what? Let me just go ahead and go in here and take a look. Oh, I clicked in instead of, doing the control click. So here are the pieces. So this has like the tablet holder. Oh, that's a little trash can. That's adjustable for a phone or a tablet. Double cup holder, that's cute. Again, color, you could color it for your favorite team. You could color it for your interior. If you're a very colorful person and you just want to add some color to your life, you could do lots of color. There's a single cup holder. That's interesting. Put some little pieces in there. Just brilliant stuff. Totally brilliant. Gotta love it. And I have lots of ideas for things I want to print and things that I want to design myself because once you get into 3D printing, my perspective has been that I look around in the world and I see things. Could I 3D print that? And if I can 3D print it, then I 3D print it. But sometimes you can't just find that right piece, and your brain can't always think of everything that there is available to print. So as I get on to Yagi and Maker World and printables, there's a lot of little pieces that I see there that I find for utility. But it's really great to just have these pieces pop up and just look at them. Sometimes there's some pieces that really stand out to me. Like I do think that these dragon egg lights are really cool. For me, these colors are a little bright, but I think that they could be accented with some really nice nice colors that would make them look more, well, I don't want to say presentable because I've seen some people do some nice things with color. I'm more of a well, I love color, but I'm not very good at putting it all together. So I'll just stop there. But this Go Camping set here, I printed both sets. I printed two sets of them for my family members for Christmas. I even have some videos if you check out my channel that has these on there where I was printing them. And these are the cutest pieces. This was so much more than what I thought it was going to be just by the picture. And that's why I was telling you earlier that sometimes when you go into these, you don't see all of the pieces that are included. For instance, let's go into this one. This looks like just a little, if you're looking at the picture, you might pass it by and say, oh, there's not that much to it. This tent was a lot bigger than the picture displayed. Also, what you can't see from this picture is this top of this tent, I'll go down here and show you, it comes off and becomes a storage unit for the toys. To me, that's cute. These little animals, I printed them out. I also, because the print quality is so good and the files are made so well, I blew them up and made a mama bear and a baby bear and a mama raccoon and a baby raccoon. And the children that I gave them to, they really liked that. I was pressed for time, so I only got to do that a little bit. But this is really cute too. This little fish that spins on the fire. You would never tell that by the picture that the fish swims, nor does the picture show that there are also little marshmallows to go on the little campfire. Here, the little fish move around. I ended up gluing mine to the lake, not realizing that they're not supposed to be like that so they can move around. But that is really cute to me. So that was that one that I printed. And then this one here. This camper looks so small in this picture, but it was so much bigger in person than what you would imagine. And it also is a storage container that you can open up and store your pieces in, which was adorable to me. And when I gave it um, them to my family members, one of them said, that looks like a Fisher Price piece. I mean, the quality was that good. Once you printed it, and I printed pretty close to those colors, but not exactly. And there's just so much that you don't see that are in the details, which is what I was saying about STL Flix, is the print quality is really good. Like the wheels with the little silver hubcaps, the little back lights that are red, the front hitch that's on here, the awning that's here. These are pieces that are on this. The little door, I think it would have been great if the door opened, but I think it would have also complicated this so much. So I think that it's great the way that it is, and this piece fits in here perfectly. It's carved out, so when you do glue it on, if you don't print it in multicolor, of course you could print it in multicolor. I chose to print each piece individually because it takes less time and then just glue it together. It fit perfect and it stayed. It was so smooth. They have this little camper's backpack. That was really cool. This is called a mini me camper. This particular camper can be customized if you want to. You can take this camper, you download it, and then I showed on one of my last videos where you take this STL file, there's an area inside of the AI that you bring it in and then you tell it you want it to customize it. And you can use you can use your person inside of the STL AI to do that. Here's some other little cute details, which are so much cuter when you print them. The little telescope, the little guitar, the little chair. This little picnic table was really cute. You see it, but you don't see it until you print it. The texture on it was great and it came out adorable. It was so good. These trees, watch this as the little, I don't know if they're going to show you in here, but the little tree topper pieces pop off. And so you can use it like a little, like the little donuts that little kids have where you have to pick the different sizes. You could also glue them on if you wanted to so that they would stay. I chose to leave them where they could take them off and put them back on into pieces. And that was pretty fun. But all in all, those two sets, they were really easy to print. They took some time because they were larger than I had anticipated, but once they came out, they were adorable. Here is some mask and some arm pieces, and I have to show you just some of their mask. Oh my gosh, they're so good. They really are. Like, look at that chainmail on the back of the neck. And this picture does not do this mask justice. And the colors, when you can pick colors, oh my goodness, it's so good. It comes out so great. This chainmail on the arm, I thought I thought here I thought it was cute, but then I thought, oh, it's not, it's kind of, but once you print it, it is so cute in person. It is adorable. If you print it, you will love it if you like chainmail kind of things. These things print out flawlessly. Look at this. This is great. It looks so good on these pieces. You could change these colors up and make them whatever you want. And that was really amazing. And they've got a lot of mask on here, a lot of different kinds of mask, a lot of different styles of mask, and they're really good. Here's some more I think these are little fidgets. You hit the top and it pops. These are lights. I gotta show you these. I'm telling you, STL Flix has so much. Look at these lights. These are uh, great. I mean, it just, I've got them on my list to print. I definitely want to try this one. A movable light. I gotta have it. I gotta have that. That is so new age. Let me just go through a few of these. So, here we were back in the Christmas season, little customizable things and some Christmas decorations. I printed this reindeer. Again, it's one of my videos. If you take a look, I printed this little reindeer here. You can't tell from the picture what it is, but it was a cookie jar that was adorable when it was printed. And I know I used the word adorable a lot, but it really was. I printed it instead of in colors, I printed it again individually single colors. And the way that it turned out was it looked professional. It was such a great piece. And sometimes I print their stuff and I just can't believe how good it is when you look at it, you think, "Oh, that's cute," but then you print it and it comes out just perfect. I can't wait to print some of these dragon glows. I'm going to print a couple of those. These gnome sweet gnomes. These were really cute. I think this one might have, I don't know if this has the reindeer that I printed. Let me see. There was a reindeer that I printed that's also one of my, um, I remember they had also on STL Flix somewhere in the Christmas stuff, they had a advent calendar, which I think is a great idea that you could add little pieces to and make your own. Probably could adjust the size if you wanted to. Here's some more utility things. There are a lot of pieces in this hang frame. Some more little quick prints, some more models. Here's some themed around shrooms. I like mushrooms. I think they're cute. So they've got a bookcase, a phone holder, a light, just some pieces to go with it. This is you can make these into key rings or you can just have them hang, but it's great. You could have a little toy with a little tree stand, so that's really cute, or just little pieces to set around. I like little things to set around on my desk, and I know a lot of people do. And this is great. This could be bathroom accessories, and I think that's mostly what that is, but it has different patterns on it. You can see they call this one Chisel Chic, which is this pattern, but you can see all the different pieces that are included and the way that it's designed. Same thing here, except it has it's just a different design, then you can change it with however coloring you want to do it. And again, yeah, you could buy these things. You could buy them at the Dollar Tree. You could buy them on Amazon in a set for 15, 20 bucks. But why do that when you can buy a 3D printer for a couple $100 and then just print it yourself? And a lot of times it's just send it to the printer and just let it print. Go make your dinner. Go do something else while it's doing its thing and then save yourself 15 bucks. You could probably print this, I would guess, instead of paying anywhere from 15 to $30 for a bathroom set for the full set, you could just save yourself some, buy your favorite color of filament for 10 to 20 bucks of PLA and you could print it. I bet you could probably print that for less than a quarter of a row, so probably $3 to $4 maybe. You could probably print all of those, because it looks like they have very thin walls and not a lot of plastic there. Give some gifts away. Print it. Give it to someone you know who's just got a new home or a new apartment. And they don't have things. They probably would like something like that. These are some great toys, some little different types of 3D printed plates like you often see in different forms. These are little commercial people. These would be great. These are little mini-me is customizable. So in one of my earlier videos, I show the AI and how you can take a picture and turn it into a face. And then what you can do is you take these and they're customizable and they even tell you inside of the piece that they are. You hit customize and then basically you just put the head on there for what you want to print. Another great little gift idea, especially for commercial users. You could really sell these, saying that you customize them, have your customers send you a picture. Great gift idea, great for commercial users. Just again, another STL Flix win for me. I looked at these. You can't tell from looking at the picture what what it says strong rolls. I know that these are dice rollers. So when I went in to look at these, they look really cool. They're cool enough on their own, but once I really looked at them, check this out. This is amazing. Like it moves. So it picks up your dice and it rolls it. And I think it's so funny. Like this is The Viking with the cup. If you're a gamer, you get all these little things. That's so neat. If you're a commercial user, you could probably print these and sell these at your local game shop. Well, I think that's enough for today to kind of show you, but you can just kind of see. And the more you go down, here's some more. These are like this one here is desk stuff for your desk to organize the things that you have on your desk. Again, you could buy them, but why not put them in your favorite color, the way you want, put them in the way that you want them. There's so many cute toys. There's earphone holders, phone holders, wall mounts, lights. So many. These are masks right here for a masquerade. I've went through a lot of these and just kind of looked at them. I just adore them. Here's some more of those rest and nest pieces. So some more little creatures. Looks like there's a possum. And I can't see what else is included in that. Here's some more rolling things to keep your dice. This one right here, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I think this is probably one of their best pieces. These are purses that you can 3D print. Change up the ears on that. You can't tell here, but you can change the ears, and they have kitty cats, and they have little demon ones, and you can print them any color you like. You can even add patterns to these. So you could add I the limit is just unlimited. And then I don't know if you guys have seen it on the 3D printing. They have those um, pads now that you can print that give it kind of the glowy effect. I wish I knew what that was called off the top of my head, but I don't. But it's really cool how it just makes that reflective pattern on it just from printing it on there. But here's some little puppy dog ears. You could even add a pattern to the front of this if you wanted to make it a particular dog. This is a little handheld. You can see they've got it here in green and in blue. One thing I have learned though is that these magnetic things, I've bought some cheap magnets off of Amazon and Temu, and I would suggest that you get stronger magnets. Just be sure to get some good quality magnets. Not because I've printed these before, but on a couple of other prints where I got the generic magnets, I wish I had got the higher quality ones. So whenever you go to get magnets, just invest that. That is nothing against STL Flix. That is just me trying to make the best value, and I should have just bought the better quality. It's hard to know what the better quality is when you're not familiar with it, but maybe do a little bit of research into it. I kind of wish I had initially, and now that I've done a little bit, I want to do a little bit more and just get some better magnets. But these are adorable. I mean, look at the colors you could change that into. They've got pink and white, but you could do black and green, you could do blue and gray. You could do, a lot of the filament has the multicolor where it changes color. Sometimes they have it where it's gradient, where not only this right here looks like a dual color, so they have the colors that when you look at it one way it looks blue, and you look at it one way it looks red. They have those in a lot of different colors, as well as they have ones that are called gradient where they change color as they print. That would be really cool. So it's just a lot of things that you could do with these purses. And I think you could add a lot of cute patterns to them. These right here are little deck holders. So if you have like a Magic player or someone who plays Pokemon, some kind of deck building, these are 3D printed box holders. You could buy them. I know that when I've bought them before, the cheapest box I ever remember buying was probably around $4, and that was very, very cheap and not a great quality box. So these are really cool. You could get them flatter. And there's a couple different boxes in here that you could print. I think I printed one of these on here, which was the Mimic. There was a Mimic box here that was a little bit bigger than just these other ones. These other ones are like the regular. They have like a typical duck box in here too. Here's some more customizable by the profession. So if you this again could be a great commercial piece. You could customize for a particular type of profession. So, they have doctors and or if you have kids who inspire to be something when they're older, you could do that as well. Here are some more utility pieces to, this actually lets you print a, gosh, I forgot what those boards are called, but the ones with the holes in them, where you can add things to them. That's that's what this is here, this make it work over here on the far left corner. Some dinosaurs, just some really cute things. One more thing. This little, oh, look, here's some more rested nest. I guess this must be a series. I'll have to look at that because that says part something. So I probably am going to want to print out these creatures if they're part of a series in the rested nest. I did do in my community ideas, I suggested making like storybook character sets. So like Little Red Riding Hood, the three pigs. I think those would be cute. They have a lot of cute incent things here that do various things, but this is the one that I stopped to show you before I said, hey, I'm going to head out for the day. Ooh, look at those wine bottle holders. But this right here, I'm just going to go ahead and open it up. I wasn't going to, but let me. This lets you create a table set to set on your table. And it just kind of gives you that rim around the outside. Little roulette table, that's really cute. But if you're a gamer and you like games, which I do, they have a couple different sets. And I think it just would be really neat to put on your table to set up various things that you would play. Keep your dice on the table because I know sometimes when people roll dice, my mom and I play Yahtzee from time to time, and occasionally the dice will roll off the table, or we'll play some other dice games and the dice will roll. Even in a couple of other games that I play where there's dice involved, the dice just roll sometimes, or you drop cards. So I think it would just be great to have a place to store it. I do like this poker table. That's really nice to have a little roulette in the middle if you're a roulette fan. But there's so many things that you could do with that. All right, so let me pass out of that and go back to where we began. I want to go up here and I want to download my piece. And there are pages and pages and pages of this. I Let me see what number the last drop is. The last drop, which I'm going into anyway, so I can go ahead and click on it. I don't know if it tells you the number, the drop number. I think it used to tell you the drop number somewhere, but I don't see that here. Anyways, there are pages and pages and pages of these. From what I understand, the company's been around at least 2 years, if not three. So I went through kind of each one and just kind of took a look at how far back it goes, and there's just so much. And it's just so great. So I'm going to print this chain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download it, and then I'm going to follow the recommendations of what they want me to do. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go down here to the download files. Sometimes I download the media package. I'm not going to do that today because today I'm only interested in printing it. So it's going to give me a zip file, which you guys cannot see, but I am going to download that.